Hey guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive717. I'm back with another video. I wanted this to be a video for the Divine Feminine energies. I'm using the Divine Feminine deck. There are many of you who are in zero contact or in separation with your twin flame, and I just thought I would use this reading as a way to give you a little bit of encouragement and positivity so that you can see things from a more clear perspective and you can really pull yourself up out of the water, because that's what it really feels like sometimes when you're in zero contact or separation. It feels like you're drowning. That's the perfect opportunity for you to understand and become aware of yourself. That's what separation is for and why it's designed to happen as many times as it does. It's beautiful to be alone, and it's beautiful to feel whole within yourself. And you're always divinely guided and protected, and being able to fill your own cup. The lower your vibration goes, the more you're forced inwards. That's why the pain hurts a little bit more every time. If any of you are experiencing a lot of turmoil while in separation or zero contact with your counterpart, this reading should shed some light on the kind of energies that are open for you to experience. So the first goddess I have is Goddess Inanna. So I'll just let you look at the card here for a moment. Just a very beautiful, beautiful goddess. So Inanna is the queen of heaven and earth, and she sends the message of having nothing to hide. She says, I have nothing to hide. I see and accept all that I am. So oftentimes when we go into separation, this is inviting you to get naked and be who you are and accept the love that you feel for another person, even when it's not shown that it's being reciprocated back. You can let go of the resistance that you feel to having to prove to yourself in some way that it's safe to love this person. When we can't have the connection validated by our twin, it sends us into a whirlwind of emotions, but that's really forcing you to be yourself. It's showing you that you have nothing to hide from the world. It's asking you to be courageous and brave and fearless. Many of us, and I know for myself too, that I was experiencing such a connection to this person, but when I took a step back into reality, I realized there was so much that I wasn't doing to address in my own life to make this a reality, like being truthful with the people in my life. So, something as simple as wanting the connection to come together without getting some things in order in my life first was a huge wake-up call. And I feel like it's safe for many of you to explore these kinds of thoughts, because you're very powerful and you can ask for Inanna's help as well. If you invite her into your space, she very much will assist you in having the courage to come forward and seize the day and really live life from your own truth and authenticity. And that will push you to become very independent, adventurous. You will start exploring life. You will have options available to you. Sometimes we just need the reminder that it's okay to be authentic and to be ourselves, and to really step into our knowing of what we want and what our desires are. When we do that, we might find that the life that we're living can sometimes feel inauthentic. Maybe some of the decisions that we were making in our current lives were based on what other people want more than what we wanted. So I think that comes as a great energy from Inanna. I'll move down to Goddess Dakini. Now she's all about that gut instinct and working with that twin tuition, if you will, on the twin flame journey. And she also does transcend gender. So any of you experiencing same-sex twin flame connections, and it's also paired with a lot of fear about society's desires of what you should do and how you should act and how you should be. Inanna paired with Dakini is really showing you the power within you when you step out of the illusion and you stop being unafraid of people and you start setting a beautiful example of what freedom looks like. And you are very much protected in that space to do that. Because Dakini was very unruly. She just let her instincts guide her. She's very playful, mischievous, if you will. So if any of you are resonating with those energies, it's a strong message to simply just accept this great experience that's happening to you. And if there are any fears around what others might think that's creating blocks in your path, these goddesses are a representation of how those walls are illusions, and you can very much knock them down with the magic that's within you. And she gets things done, this goddess. She lets her instincts lead her, and she knows her truth, and she moves forward with that. And she's also very unafraid. And I feel like for many of us, it can feel fearful because we don't know what living from our true authenticity means. And I think for many of us, we get scared because we feel alone and we don't know if we can make decisions that will uproot our lives or turn things upside down. But if you're in a space where you're feeling unhappy anyway, then sometimes it's a good thing to be open to changes and believe that good things can happen to you. You're very much protected. I feel like, Khadijah and Our Lady of Guadalupe shows up here because, for many feminines, there's been a lot of realizations about having to be independent, and in this 3D realm, we can't escape the material world. We can, however, easily manifest and attract everything that we need just by stepping into our own feminine powers. You can use your free will to access the power of the goddesses. For Khadijah, she was a very fierce entrepreneur. She was a merchant, actually. And she used a lot of the wealth that she created through her own abilities to help others. And I feel like she comes as a reminder to many of you who are afraid of changing the course and stepping on a new path. I want you to know that you are divinely supported. Khadijah's energy does come as a reminder for us to make choices based on how we truthfully feel about our abundance and not based on survival mode. And what I mean by survival mode is sometimes we might limit our ability to attract abundance because of old ideas that we really have to work hard in order to achieve. Tap into your goddess energy and think about what it is you desire, because we have to at least start there and think about what we desire in order to bring it to fruition, in order for the opportunities to even attract themselves to us. We first have to go there and think about what it is we want and truly desire at the current moment. Sometimes many of us are fearful of going to these places because there are old ideas that stimulate our thought process. They've been taught to us, and it's really up to us to really unlearn and relearn certain behaviors that limit us. And so when you think about attracting abundance, believe that you deserve these things in your life and that it's possible to happen to you. When I think about Khadijah's energy too, she's very protective of any feminines who are reaching out to her and asking for her assistance to get that project off, to help you come up with the ideas that you need at any given moment, help inspire and boost your imagination in ways that bring you back to your inner child. Ask for Khadijah's assistance if you are a true entrepreneur at heart, because it's possible. These things are very much possible for you. Sometimes it can feel foggy and we feel stuck because we can catch ourselves saying things like, I really don't know where to start. What you can do is shift that energy into just being open for the opportunity to come. And in the meantime, you use your imagination to think of every single detail of your dream and then let it go into the universe. Completely let it go, because when we let it go, that's symbolizing trust that we deserve good things. We simply think of our desires, and then when the opportunities present itself, we will take the action because we'll know that we've asked for what's showing up. Now I will move over to Our Lady of Guadalupe, and she's a beautiful goddess of protection. And what I feel with her overall energy is protection of our inner child, because she's a reminder of that mothering energy that's within us all, and a important reminder to nurture and parent ourselves. I am held in love at all times. There are many times, throughout this journey that we do feel alone, and in those moments, especially throughout the separation period and zero contact, we're very much tempted to go to a place of wanting the love of our twin to make us feel whole. And Guadalupe, this beautiful lady, the Empress of Protection, reminds you that the mothering energy is always around you. It's within you. And so we don't have or need, we don't need any other validation other than that knowing within us that we can protect ourselves now. Many of us can sometimes feel very hurt, and we stay with experiences that happened to us in the past because it feels like no one was there to protect us in a very vulnerable time. And a practice that I always do with myself is whenever I feel alone or I feel very hurt, especially when I reflect on any kind of childhood wounds that I've experienced, I give myself a big hug. And that alone represents that mothering energy that we need sometimes in our lives, because it's very important. And this beautiful Lady Guadalupe reminds you to go back sometimes and protect your inner child and protect your feelings. And the phrase I get is really look out for yourself. So when you're interacting with your twin and they're not aligning with what it is you feel, or you feel very negative or in a very low space, you call on this beautiful goddess's energy to feel that protection within you that wants to protect your soul from any experience that is harming you or bringing you down. And oftentimes our twins will trigger us in this way because they're wanting us to awaken to that power that we have within us, to step away from anything that doesn't serve us. They very much teach us this lesson, and I love this lesson and these are one of the valuable experiences that I've had throughout this twin flame journey, because it made me feel very proud of myself that despite the fact that I was very scared to lose the connection, I loved myself more than that fear. And it turned out beautifully. There's a whole new level of bonding that you experience in your connection when you're able to support and love who it is you are without needing anybody else to agree with it. I guess this overall energy is that if you're experiencing no contact or separation with your twin, and the experience is literally taking from you, there's nothing that anyone else can do other than you. You have got to pull yourself up and dust your knees and elbows off and take the stance of Goddess Khadijah and know that whatever it is that you are seeking in this lifetime is very much possible for you. But you've got to go and face the pain and face the loneliness and face the abandonment and face the rejection. A beautiful affirmation I would love to end this reading with that I use all of the time to help me through any kind of pain or anxiety or depression that I am experiencing in any current moment. I place my hands together, I put it to my chest, and I simply close my eyes. I take a deep breath in, out, and I say to myself, this experience that I am having is not me. This pain that I'm feeling is not me. It is simply an experience. And I say that again and again and again until I'm able to help myself move through the energy. That helps me feel very much grounded and connected to my body, and it helps me to feel grateful for the fact that I am here experiencing this lifetime at this current period where beautiful things are happening for us in terms of waking up and understanding the effects of our presence and our energy and what love is able to do and how it's able to transform us. I hope this reading finds you all well, and I will speak to you in the next video.